So, in the early to mid 1980s, the New World was something that was hidden from people. And then their spokesperson, George Bush, came out and told everyone about it. And some heard and some didn't. And ever since the late 80s, that was probably 87, maybe 86, probably 87, somewhere in there. Nope, 89. Sorry. The concept of the New World Order has triggered a bunch of people and did a lot of research, and we talk about it and people check into it. And I pretty sure as of 2020, their 2020 vision was letting everybody know it's here. There was an annual meeting of the International Monetary Fund World Bank Group, and these people are just horrific people. Think about what they do, and they don't look healthy. There's no energy in their speech. They're kind of, the worst of the worst, I guess. But there's some stuff in here that we need to listen to, and then we'll talk a little bit more.
Tobias, hello from Washington to all, and a very warm welcome to what I'm sure is going to be an exciting discussion today. We have a fantastic panel and a topic that is gathering more attention, the future of cross-border payments.
Okay, so cross-border payments are the way banks settle with each other. If I take $100 and I go over to Japan and I convert it to yen and I buy something, or I digitally buy it, that's probably more accurate, and it's worth a different amount, and they don't send back $100 in purchase, then the banks at the end of the day need to settle up. It costs them a little bit of money, it takes a little bit of time, and now this entire conference is about making that happen faster. Let's see if I can find the part we're looking for.
Pressing need to do so. At a time when technology is accelerating and changing our lives, it is allowing us to hold, work, and interact in a way that was not possible years ago. Cross-border payments still remain slow, opaque, costly, and inaccessible to part of the 1.7 billion people worldwide who are unbanked.
Okay, so she said we can stop work, we can get the unbanked into the banking system, which was one of the greatest mistakes I think our nation made, was getting people into systems that are predatory and parasitic by nature. They're designed to be. They didn't just happen to come that way. That's how they're built. So she's going to go on and talk about some stuff. Chairman Powell was here. Lots of people were here. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. Let's look at these characters for a minute.
Concerned that this could lead to fragmentation. Are there risks we should be mindful of, and how do we deal with them? Augustine, what is your thinking? You have a front seat in this discussion.
Well, thank you very much, Kristalina, for having me in this very prestigious panel. It's always a pleasure to participate in all these seminars that the IMF very thoughtfully puts together. Definitely, I think CBDC and payments, cross-border payments, is a very relevant topic. And to answer your question, let me start by establishing a few important facts. First of all, CBDC will always be a national decision. It's a sovereign decision. It will be the third type of liability of a central bank, and therefore it will respond primarily to domestic circumstances.
Okay, so they don't want the responsibility for putting you into a digital currency for the rest of your life. And again, I'm not being mean to people, but these people don't show good health signs. There's indications of heart problems, obesity problems. They probably don't love life the way somebody who goes out and exercises and eats right and wants to be here. And I think that's a subconscious thing, so I'm not sure why I'm talking about that. But the point he made was we're going to make the governments, the local governments, get you into our system, but we're absolutely going to provide the system.
The fact that, for example, China, Sweden, the US, Mexico are at different stages in not in doing it, because with the exception of China, not much has been done in other countries, but in thinking about it, the different stages of the thought process just reflects the different circumstances that each country is facing.
Okay, so this was October 19th of this year. They know we're well into the COVID. I don't know if I can exactly find the part because I didn't write this down, but we're going to try a couple more before we get out of here.
I think our concentration should be there. The threats to macro financial stability, I think, are limited. And if I understood well Shamsha, because the sound was not that good, she said that those aspects of macro financial instability are more a reflection of other issues, and I tend to agree with her. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Agustin. I am in your camp. I think there are tremendous advantages of moving in this direction from a cost efficiency and also accessibility standpoint. But it is good to have these conversations that help us to move together in the right way.
So now we're going to hear the whole thing you need to hear in this, I believe. So, ready? Here we go.
In your camp, I think there are tremendous advantages of moving in this direction from a cost efficiency and also accessibility standpoint. But it is good to have these conversations that help us to move together in the right way. I used to say the future is digital until I realized the future has arrived. And Jay, you helped me realize that very much. In the summer, you said the following, that you do not want to wake up one day and realize that the dollar is no longer a world reserve currency because we just missed a technological change.
So it's so funny to me because it's so nonsensical. Jay knows exactly where the digital currency is going. Fed coin's out. It's going to be direct payments from the IMF to you through digital currency, which will really bypass any legal aspects of the Federal Reserve or the Constitution, and they know it. And they're just going to do it, guys. It's going to suck. But I think that's what's happening. So we're just watching what they say. Let's hear a bit from Chairman Powell.
I have full confidence this is not going to happen with you at the helm.
Oh, wait a minute. Did she just repeat what I said? Yes, she did.
But can you unpack a little bit this thought? Do you see a first mover advantage in introducing CBDC? Do you think that technology might put us in a difficult place by changing the options in front of us? How do you think in the Fed about this technology being already present and pressing on this issue?
Thank you. So the sense of that comment was really that I feel that we have an obligation to stay on the forefront of policy and technological innovation and developments as regards payments, cross-border payments, CBDC, all of those things, rather than that I felt anything needed to happen quickly or imminently. In fact, I actually do think this is one of those issues where it's more important for the United States to get it right than it is to be first. Given the dollar's important role globally, it's...
How many times have you heard that? Get it right as opposed to being first? Everything except 5G rollout, which was funny back then because nobody's even talking about 5G. CBDC, cross-border digital currency. That is what a CBDC is. That's what they're pushing. We're here in December 2. They held this in October 19. I wouldn't be too surprised if by Jan 1, 2021, Agenda 21, same thing. Probably going to have a real strong push either for it and people will just do it and some of us outcasts won't, or there'll be something that triggers a need for it. And we know what that probably is, but we're not going to say it because I'm tired of bringing their nonsense into this reality. Dag nabbit, we need to straighten this out on our own.
It's essential that we remain on the frontier of research and policy development. The dollar is the world's principal reserve currency, and there continues to be large global demand for Federal Reserve notes. There's about $2 trillion worth of Federal Reserve notes in circulation, and we estimate that somewhere close to half of that value in notes is held outside of the United States. Use of and trust in the dollar comes from the reliable rule of law, strong and transparent institutions, deep financial markets, and an open capital account.
Okay, so those 4 things: rule of law, open capital account, strong financial interests, and whatever business nonsense he was talking about, pretty well all have broken down in 2020, if we hadn't noticed. And we have noticed, and we are noticing. And we know what you're going to try to do. And I sure hope people will barter, and I sure hope they will put their humanity over a digital currency. I don't think a digital currency is a bad thing, but if it's mandated and it's the only form you can use to feed your family, then it is a bad thing. If you guys listen to me at all, we're all about liberty. So the catchword to put in, if you watch the end of the video this time, is, I don't know, no IMF. No IMF sounds pretty good. That might get some notice. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. I know this is a little long and a little tedious, but I thought it was important, so we shared it up. Thanks again. Have a good day.